is your mindset, your beliefs. And tonight, I'm hoping that I would help you identify those beliefs, because if you are able to gain victory at the basis of the foundation of beliefs, then every other thing is systems, every other thing is strategies, every other thing is structures, and you can literally predict the future that you want. So what are 6 limiting beliefs that sabotage the progress of a passionate family life practitioner? Because I'm sure that most of us who are here today, maybe you've been practicing, or you want to start practicing, or you want to increase the level of the transformation that you create with your clients, and also the profitability that you make out of it. But one thing that brings most people into the family life sector is passion. And I say to people, passion may bring you in, but it is your mindset that will keep you and elevate you where you need to be, because passion is not enough. And like we say in FSC, passion can passionately even send you to jail if you do not set up your business in a way that protects you in accordance with the ethics of the profession. But that's business for another day. We'll learn more of that in the business of ethics in the real course. So let me run us through this. This is what we call the triangle of life. And this is the foundation of the self-fulfilling prophecy creation. To say that this triangle predicts the results that we create in every sphere of life. If you've ever heard of the self-fulfilling prophecy, I need for you to come to the chat room and drop it. What does that mean essentially? It says that by the reason of a positive expectation that a person has, it is most likely that you would manifest that expectation. Now, it can be negative, it can be positive. And is at the root of your beliefs. Because every other thing we do, behavior, I'm going to do this, or even when you're working with your clients, you say, oh, you know what? You need to wake up every morning and greet your husband. You need to wake up together and pray. But have you checked what the person believes deep down in the subconscious that drives every human behavior about that marriage? Because if that belief does not change, every behavior you're telling them is just going to be, lip service. They might do it for some time, but they will not sustain it. Your current result in your practice is as a result of your fundamental beliefs, first about yourself, first about your ability to produce results, and thirdly, about your capacity to charge whatever you want to charge. And so what are beliefs? I tell people the easiest way you can assess your beliefs is to listen to your thoughts. But interestingly and sadly, a lot of us are not trained, are not socialized to listen to our thoughts. And so somebody comes to me, hey, Dima, you are the queen of happiness. Can you teach me how to just think positive thoughts? And I say to her, I can't do that, because it is literally impossible for a human being to think only positive thoughts. The fact that you and I have a brain and have a spine, we will think negative thoughts, because negative thoughts are more life-saving than positive thoughts. And God created our ability to think negative thoughts as a survival mechanism, so that we're able to take action with the thoughts, but we are not taught how to take action. Anyways, I'm deviating right now. Let's stay on the triangle of life. So fundamentally, your beliefs, what you believe about yourself, what you believe about your capabilities, is what influences your behavior on the deeper transformative level. And then your behaviors is what do I believe about myself? What do I believe about my practice? Then your behaviors are, what do you do every day? What do you do weekly? What do you do monthly? What actions do you take, and what actions will you not take because you know what you believe? And then that automatically gives us our results. And when the results come, whether positive or negative, they reinforce the beliefs. That is why when you believe like, it's not me, I don't know what Dima is doing, that she's able to charge, blah, 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 blah. It's not people like me, people from my lineage do not do things like that. And then you go out there and you're so passionate, you're putting all of the efforts, you're doing all of the mathematics, everything they say by the books, this is how to gain visibility. You are doing them mechanically. Your result does not produce that, and you will revalidate the belief to say, I said it. It's my village people that are doing me. I said it. It's not my kind of people that do that. Yeah, recently in the last 1 week, I've had calls with people, and one particular one made me shed tears because this was a young man, and I'm talking about somebody who is in his 50s, who was stuck literally in his life because of a fundamental belief that he had about himself. And then he was going for personal development, doing stuff, going for healing, doing deliverance and all of that. And they are all good. But I say to people, prayer is a strategy. Getting to the root of your beliefs is another strategy. And so when we sat together and I was asking him questions and helping him connect the beliefs, he was just looking at me. He said, Dima, nobody has told me this. And it was fundamentally a belief that question his worthiness and his significance in life that has held him from making progress. Even though he got married, he has a job, but then he still felt an emptiness in his life. Let's look at some of those beliefs that can be affecting us as practitioners that you need to yank out today if you want to take your rightful place as a family life practitioner. Because at the root of the struggles of many professionals are certain beliefs that if we do not uninstall them, will continue to sabotage your efforts to help people create change. Are you aware that even if you have the best certifications, but deep down in your heart, you feel like you are not a kind of person who can produce results? Even the way you will deploy the transformative tools to your clients will also affect in the subconscious because it's not aligning. Look at those beliefs with me and tell me which one you see is playing out in your life. The first belief, and I'll run through this quickly, but because I touched on some of them in the struggles, and it's talking about family life practice does not pay well. Now, this limiting belief sabotage the progress of any passionate family life practitioner. And I'm sure from yesterday, you already know that. If we begin to call practitioners to share with you their annual reports from what they are making in their businesses, then you will know. But even the person who has the basic skills, and you just choose that, you know what, I don't want to interface with clients, I just want to write reports, I just want to speak to government, I just want to do whatever, you are making, the practice has potentials of paying you well. But if in your heart you hold this belief, it will sabotage and continue to sabotage how you do your pricing. Esther just gave a story. Somebody did a class for 1,000 and people did not show up. Then she did it for 10,000 and more people showed up. While there are systems for your pricing, I'm not saying there are no systems for 1,000 Naira pricing, depending on what you want to achieve, if it's a lead magnet or whatever. But I tell you, if you don't believe that the practice can pay you well, it will also impact on your pricing and the confidence with which you communicate your price. The second limiting belief is that family life practice is a gift from God and cannot be learned from any school. Now, this is one limiting belief that we need to deal with. As we're wrapping up yesterday, I ventured on a question from one of the participants here, and she was saying something around, I don't have money to do a certification course. I've been doing this on the side, and I come to social media. I gather tips for what people are sharing on social media. I try to create products around it, and then I see my colleagues and people from my church and all of that who are pirating and using her resources without recourse to her. And even when she puts a price to it, people are not willing to pay. And she's asking, what can she do even without getting a certification. And as I reflected on it this morning, it just occurred to me to ask a question. Now imagine, I don't know how many of us know Aproko Doctor. If you know Aproko Doctor, the vibrant doctor who uses humor and wit to share tips on health on Instagram and Facebook, please come and let me know that you know him. So imagine that you want to become a medical doctor and you're saying, you know what, I can't go to medical school. Let me just sit on the streets of Instagram and listen to Aproko Doctor. And whatever Aproko Doctor says, that is what I'm going to do with my clients. How effective are you going to be? Nobody goes to, anytime I talk of family life, I like to equate it to medical practice. It is as important, and I dare say even more important, because the way you do family and the systems you create to a very large extent impacts your health, right? So you're not going to come on the streets of social media to learn how to be a doctor because somebody who has gone to medical school is sharing tips. Or you're not going to come on the streets of social media to learn how to be an engineer because an engineer has come to social media to simplify the process. No, that is quackery. And no viable person will want to work with you. So I understand the place of economics. And so for that woman, if you're here today, you want to think about what you want to do. And if it's something you want to really do as a practice, and then begin to save towards getting a proper certification, even as you continue what you're doing. Because honestly, there is a science and art of family life science that you can learn, and it only takes an institution that has done the works and has a robust curriculum and support system to transfer that knowledge to you. You cannot be a good family life professional if you're not married or if you are divorced. Now, I tell you, this is one sabotaging mindset that you have to deal with. Because I know that sometimes these mindsets stem from how society makes people feel. Imagine a saying that a woman is respected only when she's under a man. Why? How does a man or a husband bequeath respect to a woman? A person made in the image and likeness of God with full brain, with full capacities, with full resources. How does the respect of an individual be made to reside under the guise of marriage? Because I like to say to people, even when it comes to marriage, it is not important that you get married. Let me rephrase that. It is not compulsory that you get married. And when I say it, people cringe. And I'm like, yes, you can still fulfill purpose without getting married. Because it is the human being that was given the unction to go into the world, dominate and replenish and multiply. But if you choose to do marriage, then you have chosen to take on a unique roles and responsibilities, and you have to learn how to do that. So the science of family life is a science, is a body of knowledge that can be learned by anyone. And one of the people that have defined this are members of our team. I remember Toby Bello. Toby Bello came into take FSC even as an undergraduate in the university. And when she took the course, she went and called her professor, all right, from her school and say, hey, this is a science I've ventured on. This is so beautiful. I see how it can help us work here in Babcock. And she brought the Olaores are professors, doctors in Babcock, and they were already looking forward to going to America to do a course on family life science. And it was this young girl who came to FSC as an undergraduate that brought them. And when they came, they were like, wow, is something like this present in Nigeria? And I'm telling you, they were already professors, doctorate degree holders in the university. And that led to a collaboration of the center creating a curriculum that is still run in Babcock till today that every 100-level student has to take. And Toby is going around creating results. We have Miracle. We have Matthew Femi Adejoye, even before he got married, as a practitioner, doing amazing work and going by the title Apostle of Sex and helping people recreate their lives. So if you are not married, if you are divorced, and anybody is telling you, or even you are telling yourself, oh, they will not listen to me. How can I help somebody build marriage when my own failed? Go and check the streets and see what Larakuda AC Emeralds, one of our products, is doing, even after series of abortion, heartaches, divorce, and still using her story to help people heal and make the right decisions in their lives. So please, if you're here, you're not married, you're not divorced, you have a passion for family life, you need to learn the system that can help you flourish. Number 4, all you need is a foreign certification for your practice to be recognized. Good enough. FSC is, and the Institute of Family Engineering and Development that is offering this course is recognized as a teaching educational institute, and our certification is part of what people are using abroad. So when our practitioners, those were practitioners in Canada, in America, all over the places, or people going here even to further their studies, part of the things that they go with is their certificate showing that they've done this course and it is accepted, and they are able to get even higher degree postgraduate studies abroad. So what else? And if you think that having a foreign certification is what you need to be recognized, then it means that you do not, first of all, believe that you as a person have the potentials to make things work, because it starts from what you think about yourself. Number 5, I don't have enough capacity to help others. What I call the who am I syndrome. Some people will call it the imposter syndrome, where you're always judging yourself, where you're not thinking you're significant enough, where you're not thinking you're worthy enough. My sister, my brother, if this is you, this is one limiting mindset you want to drop today. Because who told you you're not enough? Have there been anything whatsoever in your life that you've ever sought to do, even without knowing all about it, and you were able to produce, even if it is the tiniest of results? If that is a yes for you, then you have the capacity to help others, because first of all, the work of family life practice is a work of the heart. But then with your passion, you need to also add systems and structures to it so that you can really build something robust. But if you are one person who thinks you don't have the capacity to help others, I'm here to tell you that is one belief that may have kept your practice where it is up until now. So I don't know which of those beliefs you are saying, or it's evident in your practice, or you can be honest with yourself and say, hey, this is one thing that has held me down, has kept me at a standstill in my practice. The next one is that belief that you need a lot of social media followers to attract paying clients. And I do not know if this is somebody here tonight. But if you are the person, I want to tell you that that is not a mindset that can enable growth. And I am not downplaying the place of the market share, the place of social media and all that, but there are millions of people. There are people, let's remove the millions because I don't have data for that. There are people who are doing amazing work that are not, first of all, even on social media. Secondly, they don't even have enough followership, but then they are creating results. Some time ago, I asked somebody who was so fixated with the number of likes that he's getting on social media, and he's like, Dimma, all of this effort. And I just sent him on an assignment. I said, go and study. What do you want to achieve? Where are you at? And he talked about how he wanted to scale up his business. And I asked him, how many, can you recognize 5 to 6 billionaires that speak to you, that you look at them and they have something that you admire and you want to structure your business that way? And I said, go look at their social media engagement. Some of them are not even there. He came back and was like, Dimma, they're not even there, but they are making exploits. So yes, social media is good, but if you get fixated on your number of likes, on your number of followers, you are not going to even do the work that will help you grow your followership. Because belief, first of all, in yourself is fundamental to even doing any of the strategies that you are taught to do to grow your social media following. So it's fundamentally, what do you believe about yourself? Because you need to carry yourself up with your shoulders high, with your head, like really feeling yourself, to say that this solution that I have, I'm the best at what I do. When I introduce myself as the Queen of Happiness and Human Flourishing, I tell people I am the one sent to happify your life. Like anything you need to live a holistic life freely, fully, and happily, it's me that is the person that can do that for you. And there might be other people who are doing family life. There might be other people who are helping people to, live their full potentials. But I know the value I carry and the transformation that my work produces. And so I step out as the best in what I do because that's what I believe. And what you believe rubs up on the people that you're attracting. Because if you're coming and you're speaking like somebody who is not even confident of herself, it will show up in your speech. It will show up in your persona. It will show up even in the messaging that you put out there. And how can you even grow your clientele if you don't fundamentally believe in yourself? So I don't know if any of those beliefs, 1 to 6, touched on anyone. But even whilst I was speaking, if there is any belief that you feel that this is what has been holding me down, I want you to come and to the chat room and say, I identified something I need to change today. Because I'm going to take us in a moment through a simple belief change process. Now, listen to me. I like to always remind people that God is simple. And he has created simple processes to create transformational, lasting changes. But because of how we have been socialized and engineered that to get things have to be difficult. We have to suffer to get things. So when you teach a simple process, people are like, so just this simple thing. Yes, it is simple yet effective because it's touching at the core of the issue. So if you've identified any limiting belief that could be sabotaging your practice growth, I want you to come to the chat room and say yes. And if you're ready to do the belief change process, tell me I'm ready, because I'm going to quickly run you through that because I need us to begin to look at the rules of the new rules of family life practice. Okay, so hold that belief in your head. And I want you to do this activity with just one of it. When you understand how it is done, then you can replicate it in other places. Now, there are deeper work for those who are not yet able to identify one that really resonates with them. I'm going to send you off on an assignment for the rest of the week. And what I need you to do is just to journal the thoughts that come to your head. When you think about your practice, when you think about you in the practice, what are the thoughts that come to your head? Write them down without even judging them. And when you write them down, you can now come and ask yourself, is this belief serving me? And then do what we're going to do. So the first thing in belief change process is to identify the belief. Identify that limiting belief sabotaging your progress in your family life practice. And I've said you should bring one to mind. Next thing I want you to do is to question the belief. And by questioning the belief, I ask you to ask yourself, is this belief serving you? By serving you, one way you can know if it is serving you is it helping you? By holding on to this belief, are you getting the results you truly desire? So it's either a yes or a no question. Now, remember, this is the simplified belief change process. For some people that their beliefs are ingrained deep down, you might need to, do a more elaborate work, but this is a simple process that can help you. If you've answered that question, yes or no, I'd like for you to now reframe that belief. What must you believe to get the result you want? And this is where it gets a little bit tricky. When you want to replace a disempowering belief with an empowering belief, you must replace it with a like belief, a belief in the same context. So somebody can come to the chat room and tell me one of the limiting beliefs so that I can use that as a practice, or I would also reference the ones that we've done. So if the belief that is sabotaging you is that I am because I am not married, I'm not good enough to be a family life practitioner. Somebody says I don't have enough capacities, okay? So the belief is I don't have enough capacities. What must you believe to get the results? And somebody will now say, I don't have enough capacity is what is limiting me. You now want to reframe it and you want to change it with a belief that says, let me put something that is outlandish so that it's relatable. You want to replace that belief and you say, but the belief I want to replace is that I'm beautiful. And because I'm beautiful, I can do all things. They are not in the same context. The first belief that sabotaging you was talking of capacity, resourcefulness, and it's not talking about your physique or your looks. So that belief cannot sufficiently replace that one. It has to be a belief that also speaks to the same thing that the disempowering belief is speaking to. So I don't have the capacity. What do you have to believe? I can grow the capacity. And as I grow the capacity, I will get results. I don't have the capacity. I have the capacity. And one thing you must ask yourself in that belief is to say, is there anybody that has come my way with any form of issue at all? And I gave the person, even if it's an advice, and the person applied that tiny advice and it worked, even if it is just helping the person to gain more clarity. If you can find evidence for that, that means you have a capacity. It just means that you need to build the capacity. So you replace it with a belief that is in the same context of the belief you want to replace. Chidi Ebube says, I don't have enough funds to get certified. What beliefs, you don't have enough funds to get certified. What beliefs do you have to embody to replace that? It is the belief that funds come my way. I can make the funds to get certified because it's in the same context. And I will use Chidi Ebube's example to move to the next one. The next thing after reframing the belief is that you have to install the belief. And how do you install the belief? Is by taking action steps. And this is where a lot of motivational speakers confuse people and leave people truncated after days of motivation, and they are back to square one. Because if you do a belief change, it's not just about standing in front of the mirror and shouting, I am worthy, I am significant, I am bold, I am millionaire, money comes to me in multiple places. I agree that affirmations work, but my dear, if you do not take action steps, even if it is baby steps, to activate and rewire your brain to start believing this new belief, those automatic mind chatter that literally drives you crazy are going to come back 1,000,000-fold. You know how they say when they go and come back and the place is empty, they go and bring all their brothers and sisters. That's what it will happen. So that's where people miss the mark. We just chant the chants. We just affirm the affirmations, but we don't act on the affirmations to rewire this brain. Imagine if you have been believing that you don't have the capacity to create results and you have believed it for 10 years. How do you expect that by just mounting, I have the capacity in 1 second, that belief automatically changes? No, it doesn't. There are action steps you need to take to rewire your brain, because every belief in our brain is like a neural network. And so for you to weaken that neural network, you have to take action. And because the brain believes any story you tell it, when it is wrapped up with action, the neural network is weakening on the premise of neuroscience, beliefs and neural networks that connect themselves and cause us to act the way we act. And so if you want to weaken that neural network, you have to take action that will make it weaker and weaker. So the person saying, I don't have enough funds to get certified, if you are reframing it that I can make the funds to get satisfied, how do you do that? What are you going to do to make more money? What are you going to do to save towards it? Who are you going to call to hold you accountable to this? How many people in your life need to know about this goal so that they can ginger you, so that they can give you support? What commitment are you making to set money aside for that? That's how the belief is reinforced. If you say, I can grow my capacity to get results so that I can bring transformation to my clients, how? What will you do to grow the capacity? Are you going to submit yourself to learning? Are you going to submit yourself to mentoring? Are you going to submit yourself to certification? Are you going to submit yourself to make even 30 minutes every day or every week to study something that is related to the niche in family life that you're interested in? Because if you don't take action, what you just did here is mouth service. I hope somebody gets that. You identify it, you question it, you reframe it, and you install it. And the installation does not have to be grandiose things. You can take baby steps. And one thing I want to tell you, as you take the baby steps, it's important that you have systems for celebrating your progress. Many of the reasons why we always fall back to our sabotaging patterns, to our sabotaging beliefs, is that we do not honor progress. And so somebody who is not able to afford the cost, and you are able to save 10,000, even if it is for the next 6 months, and you're like, they say it's 400,000. How much time will I save 10,000 to make 400? Are you aware that the more you reinforce your beliefs, your capacity to meet your goals become exponential? Because capacity to meet goals does not grow like how it grows in our head, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000. With that belief being reinforced, you can venture on a deal that will give you 100,000. You could even be sharing this with your accountability partner, and somebody says to you, oh, I see the passion in you. I'm going to support you with 50,000. Because you are attracting the energy and the vibration in the universe based on your beliefs. All right, so let's move on. So I think I've explained this. So whatever be your current belief is what is responsible for your current practice, and that is what is responsible for your current results. If you are not able to change your current results, your current beliefs, then forget about any new rules of family life practice that you want to install. Okay, so you're going to take this home with you and do it for yourself. Write a personal commitment statement to yourself on the future of your family life practice, the value you want to bring, and how much you want to get paid. And when you are writing this personal commitment, write it in the positive, as if it has happened. Pick a date, maybe something symbolic. Maybe when you're celebrating the anniversary of your practice, or you're celebrating your birthday, or you're even celebrating the anniversary of the time you did this assignment today. Give it a time and write a commitment. What do you want your practice to be like 1 year from now? What do you want your practice to be like 6 months from now? And what value do you want to see yourself bringing to the world, to your clients, to your family, to yourself? How much do you want to get paid? Make it as explanatory as possible. Allow every sense in you feel it. Because whilst you're writing this, I need you to light up every sense of yours. What will you see happening in that time that will make you know that this commitment is happening? What will you like to hear your clients saying or people saying around you? One of the things I've always asked is that I don't want to, my practice is not one that I want to reel out a lot of what to do, and what will happen to you when you don't do it. I built my practice around giving people simple steps, simple solutions. My whole practice is centered around answering the question, how? How am I able to create this? How will I do this? And when people work with me and they give feedback, it is always resonating with, you showed me how to do this. You gave me simple, practical steps. It's not my magic. It's not a coincidence. It is because the practice is designed to give you the how. Another thing I wanted people to embody when they work with me is that sense of hope, sense of inspiration, and even their lives to be lit up. So my practice has an emotional feeling of inspiration, hope, and a sense of joy. And if you've ever worked with me, I need you to collaborate this because I didn't tell you. Tell me if you've ever felt hopeful working with me, inspired working with me, joyful working with me. It's not a coincidence. It's not a happenstance. It is intentional because the practice was designed that this is the emotional feeling that I want people to feel when they work with me. So how do you want people to feel? Do you want them to feel energized? Do you want them to feel saved? Do you want them, whatever it is, write it there and put feeling what in that commitment letter. Then the next level of it is what is limiting your capacity to operate at the highest level that you have written, and what are you going to do about it? So it's one thing to dream it. Another thing is be frank with yourself. What are the things limiting my capacity here? Is it a skill set? And if it's a skill set, is it a skill set about how to create transformations? Is it about business structure? Is it about client satisfaction? Is it about accounting and putting my books in order? Is it about my personal flourishing? What about it? Because every business practice should be able to audit per time what is holding them at their current level of capacity and be able to address it. And then what are you willing to do about it? Are you willing to join a mastermind? Are you willing to get a coach? Are you willing to get a mentor? Are you willing to get certified? Are you willing to talk about what exactly is your action steps? And I like you to break your action steps into 3. Don't overwhelm yourself. Just pick 3 things you want to do differently and then put timelines to it. And then start taking baby steps, and you will see that in the next 3 months, your practice will not even be where it is, talk less of 1 year. And as you see the changes happening in your practice, please stop to celebrate yourself, stop to, enjoy the process, and stop to celebrate whatever miniature progress that you have made so far. All right, if that has been something for someone, let's come to day 2. What are the new rules of family life practice? And I'll be running. I need somebody to come to the chat room and tell me how that exercise was for you, how it ended for you, and gauge your level of commitment of doing this home play. All right. Let me see some interactions in the chat room. I'm seeing somebody is saying, I just came. You might want to watch the replay. We're talking about the new rules of family life practice here. And we just finished looking at 6 different limiting beliefs that would sabotage the progress of a family life practitioner. So when you watch the replay, you can catch on. All right. Okay, I'm not seeing any reactions. Are you still meditating on your limiting beliefs? What is happening to you? I hope that has challenged you to really take your practice seriously. So let's look at the new rules of family life practice. These are the new rules of family life practice for transformational results. And today I will be sharing 5 out of the 10 that we have identified. The first law of the new rules of family life practice is the law of borderlessness. That you must, for you to strive, for you to do well, for your practice to be extraordinarily transformational. Yes, Uchechi, you have to work on the home play and your own time. You're not doing it now. Time will not permit us to do that. Take it home, do it at your own time, and ensure that you follow through with whatever commitments that you made. The law of borderlessness. You must be able to work with your clients from everywhere you are. And FSC Tools helps you to work from anywhere. Since COVID, during the time of COVID and onwards, I was sharing with a community of people recently, and I said to them, these days, my clientele extends more to people in Europe, people in the UK, the US, and Canada, and some of the African countries, much more than even Nigeria. Because these tools work irrespective of culture, irrespective of educational background, irrespective of whatever, because they are so designed to work with the dynamics of human engineering. And so if your practice is one that your solution can only work within your religious community, then you need to also grow that. If your skill set is one that only speaks to people of your tribe, then you have not mastered the law of borderlessness. Because even the tools of FSC can be deployed in the workplace. One of such tools is our psychometric tools for personality management, even for love language. Because if you don't understand to a degree the person that you are recruiting, then you're going to be placing a square person in a round hole, and it will not work, and you will get frustrated. Practitioners are using these tools in workplace, even at the point of recruitment, so that employers are able to put people where they will thrive. Rather than employing people and putting them where they are not wired to thrive, they will struggle and your business will struggle and you will struggle to meet your bottom line because you are not using people where they are best created to be used. So the law of borderlessness, how are you able to work? How are your tools transformative to work with people in Asia, people in America, people in Rwanda, people in Africa, even people in the grassroots? One of the programs that our practitioners run when they finish their classwork is what we call the Community Infusion Program. And this program enables them to take the solutions to different places, to the market women, to schools, to everywhere, and deploy it to them, and is still creating results, irrespective of your educational background or what have you. So that's the first law of the new rules of family life practice. How borderless is your practice? The second is the law of accurate and speedy diagnosis. So it is not sufficient to have the tools to assist your clients. The speed and accuracy of your diagnostic tools makes a world of difference. And the Oyela, which is our body of psychometric tools, has answered this law of accurate and speedy diagnosis. Because even before your clients sit with you to tell you what is wrong with them or what is going on in their families, you just send them the Oyela and they take the Oyela and you write your report based on the metrics that comes out of the assessments that they take, and then you send it to them. In that report, you are making analysis of the information you got from them. You are making recommendations. When they now come to you for your debrief and you are sharing with them what you saw through the reports, they're like, well, madam, we didn't tell you anything happening. How were you able? You were so spot on this. You were so spot on that. Because there are tools that can help you to accurately diagnose, at least to a 94% accuracy, based on the assessment that you run with your clients. So imagine somebody comes to you and is just telling you stories, and you are like, okay, you ask this question, or you say, go and do this. The person comes back and says, it did not work for me. You say, okay, do this. See the time wasted, the time lapse. Many people, especially people from religious backgrounds who come to FSC, one of the things they thank us for is like, hey, you have helped me shorten time because I spent countless hours. We were at a conference one day and some passionate person was talking about her practice, and she was going on and on how she can spend 6 hours with a couple. And I'm like, oh my goodness. 6 hours of troubleshooting that could have been done by just getting the assessment, writing their report, and you are done in less than 1 hour. What 1 hour is even as you're cutting your teeth. You can write your diagnostic report under 30 minutes. And then you spend another 1 hour to debrief the clients, and they are running ahead like, oh my goodness, when will we start the recommendation? Because speed is very important. And not only speed, because you can be running fast, but running fast in the wrong direction. Speed matched with accuracy is what we need, because every day we wake up, we are faced with another news of a family breaking down, a child going dysfunctional, this one happening, the nation disintegrating. And if we say that the family is the foundation that produces everyone in society, that means the speed and accuracy of your job is what we need in our world to heal and get people working rightly. The next law is the law of motion sensitivity. And this is very spot on. In the past, clients come to you, like you have an outfit, you have your office, and then people come, they fill the form, they want to see you, and all of that. But now in this age and dispensation, you must master the tools that enable you to go and live with your clients. And that is intentional signaling. What signal are you sending? Even if you're out there on social media, what signal are you sending? What do people feel? What do they experience when they come to your page? That's the law of motion sensitivity. What offers are you making to them? And what is corresponding to offers? How are you growing your know, like, and trust quotient out there so that people are able to tap into the signal that you're sending and want to key into it, because that's the frequency that they are needing in their lives in the moment. And I don't know if this has happened to you, because it has happened to me a lot of times in the past and continues to even happen, but thankfully on lower scales, because I've grown my speed of accuracy of executing, that I don't wait for the ideas to be fully formed. I put it out there, and as I'm doing it, I'm tweaking and I'm modifying it. But many years in the past, I would wait to want to tweak it, to want to perfect it, to make it to be the best, like to really dot all the I's, cross all the T's and everything. And then you come out one morning and somebody has packaged a solution that you got an inspiration for 2 years ago, but you were busy trying to perfect it. And the person comes out with it and you're like, but I got this inspiration. My dear, the data and inspiration responds to the fastest fingers. Your speed of execution is even related to the speed of the inspiration that you are getting. Because if you keep getting inspiration and you don't act on it, the inspiration will flow to the frequency of the person taking action. And then you're wondering that, oh, I'm having brain block. Oh, I'm not hearing anymore. I'm not getting inspired. Because the ones that you have been inspired, what did you do with it? The law of motion sensitivity. So you cannot continue to be there wasting time to take action. Some other person will run with it and will make millions out of it. I can tell you 1,000,001 ideas that I didn't take action in many years back. And then I come and see somebody is doing amazing things. I'm like, then the Holy Spirit will say, but I told you, but I told you. The law of motion sensitivity, very important if you are going to build a thriving practice at this age. And thankfully, excuse me, thankfully, there is a system to taking action. But fundamentally, what can impact your law of motion sensitivity is your beliefs. So you see, we're going back to beliefs. Thank you. We're going back to beliefs. If you don't believe in yourself, if you don't see yourself as a savior, if you don't see yourself as a conduit through which God wants to rescue humanity in whichever sphere that he has put you in, you will not respond to the law of motion sensitivity, because the law only responds to people who believe that they are co-creators with God and that they are here for a reason, and the reason why they are here is peculiar to them. All right, the next law is the law of constant and never-ending improvement. I can do a 5-day teaching on this, but let's just keep it as concise, because I believe that what makes anybody thrive and continue to improve is this law. The day you feel that you have learned enough, that's the day your practice starts sliding. And if you agree with me that we're at the age of AI and the age of information technology is even increasing in speed, innovations, solutions, things are being created at the speed of light and at a faster rate that our ancestors will be turning in their grave. Like, what is happening? This world is getting crazy. Because you can be on one thing and you'll be romancing it, thinking like, hey, this is the ultimate learning. Tomorrow, another superior argument comes in and you are cut off because you blocked your channel of constant and never-ending improvement. And I dare say that even when it comes to marriage, what continues to give people transformations in their marriages and their family is the law of constant, never-ending improvement. The day a couple stops learning, that day their marriage starts dying. The day a practitioner stops learning, that day your practice starts going down. The day any human being stops learning, that is the day that you literally start diminishing. So the rate of new information is faster than usual. That's why there is a need to align with a community that promotes continuous development and innovative tools. So because if you want to learn on your own, you will get overwhelmed. How much can you do? Like you're learning how to create business, you'd have to learn AI, you have to learn social media presence, you have to learn this, you have to learn that. And it's almost like, when is the time to even attend to clients when all the time is spent learning? That's why you need a community of like minds, people who promote continuous development. Like you have a case you are handling, you throw it in the network of family life practitioner, people direct you to the tools that you have that can help you create the transformation. Because at that moment, you may be so fixated on the problem that you are not even broadened enough to problem solve. But when you bring it into the community and somebody says, hey, remember the jar of life. Another person says, oh, do the stuff on marital formations. Another person says, maybe you want to sit with the person to really dig down to their beliefs. Another person says, oh, are you sure you have interpreted their beliefs alignment, their beliefs compatibility well? They give you direction. And then innovative tools. Just recently in the last week, my team and I created a tool, an evaluation that can help people working with singles and singles in serious relationship, people that are engaged, to do a simple yet effective evaluation that helps them to check their chemistry versus their compatibility, the blend of it, with an interpretation. If it is low chemistry, low compatibility, what is the implication? What should you do? If it is high chemistry, low this, what should you do? Because we are innovating on the go. 3 weeks ago, we did not have that tool, but because it's a community that is given to constant improvement, that tool has come. Now we are packaging the Oyela into a self-taking and report-producing AI tool, where you just give your clients the link to take the assessment, and their result is generated immediately with a copy sent to the clients and the copy sent to you. So when you now come, it's just a debriefing. That's innovation. But if you are outside the community, how can you tap those tools? So wherever you are doing your practice, you need to ensure that you are aligning to a community that first promotes continuous development and is also given to creating innovative tools on the go. The law of audacity. And this is so spot on. Like, ideas are placed on a frequency and it responds to the fastest finger with enough audacity to fill the space in the value chain. This is 2023. 2022, last year, I made the law of audacity my personal focus. I said, Dima, you need to grow more audacious. Yes, you have created transformations. Your team and now you've done, but you see this year, this is a year of audacity. And I named it the year of listening and executing with speed. So what? Because there have been ideas, but then I'm not taking action, and then it's all over the place. I'm like, no. If this practice is going to give the exponential transformation, law of audacity. So how are you responding to the tips that you're getting? How are you feeling the space in the value chain? Has your heart been yearning that, oh, you need to do something towards government? And you're like, who am I to go and position in government? Who are you not to position in government? Or your heart has been yearning for you to do a massive collaboration, even in the media space, in the art and entertainment, in any of the spheres of influence, and you're like, me? Will my village people be alive and I'll do this? Who are you not to do that? Because if you're not audacious, you will burn out. If you're not audacious, you will lose relevance. Every day, Family life practitioners are growing in their numbers, although we are still not enough to meet the demand of Nigeria, but the passion is growing. The message is put in the hearts of people. So you might be in family life space and you've been there for 20 years, but then you are nothing to be reckoned on because you've not activated the law of audacity. And a young chap who wakes up tomorrow and activates the law of audacity is able to command respect, command clientele, command results that are groundbreaking, and you're like, when did this one start? We have been here since 10 years. What have you achieved in your 10 years? So which of these rules do you need to activate in your practice? Are you activating the law of borderlessness? Is that what you need to activate? So that you are able to work with your clients from anywhere? Is it the law of accurate and speedy diagnosis? Is it the law of motion sensitivity that you think you are lacking in? Is it the law of constant and never-ending improvement? Is it the law of audacity? Which one do you think that your business needs immediately if it's going to get you the transformation that you need? Uchechi says, please grant me a free clarity session with you. I need it. Oh, there was a chance yesterday and Amina got the free one. A clarity session, you would have to pay for the clarity session if you truly need it so that we can set the road running. So if that is something that speaks to your heart, you want to chat me. But the offer for the free one was taken up yesterday by Amina. Okay. So yeah, let's go ahead. Which of these rules do you need to practice to activate? Do you want to become the most competent family life professional the world needs? Like a Ronaldo of family life, a Messi of family life. What will it take for you to be that? Because nothing is impossible if you believe it is possible. Because when it comes to, and let me quickly run you through how the family life approach runs. What we do in family life is we troubleshoot. And I've talked a lot about it. We don't just come in and we begin to say, oh, you need to do this, you need to do this. No, you must first of all understand the client, understand the peculiarity of how they were engineered, how they were raised, understand the peculiarity of the environment that they are functioning in, understand the peculiarity of the experiences that might be making them act the way they do. And then you can interpret the results based on the Oyela. When you do that, you help them to build systems, either a system for repair, system for communication, system for forgiveness. Whatever you deduce from your troubleshooting is now what helps you to build systems that they need. And it's as simple as this, but trust me, there is so much work you need to learn to be able to activate this simple approach. I'll just run you this, and I'm hoping that I still have time to do this. So imagine that you're working, this is a simple results framework of how you can problem solve with your clients. So say, for example, somebody comes to you and their goal is to be more resilient. The goal that you're working with this person is to raise a healthy society by producing competent family life practitioners who assist couples through different cultures, build a sustainable family system that works, right? So that's the goal that FSC has. And there are different things we want to do with the people. So when you cascade it down, you want to help the clients to strategic objectives is improved well-being. Intermediate results is changed behavior. The outputs that you want is knowledge and skills, right? So you come here, practitioners experiencing personal wholeness, and they are able to assist others. Because I tell you, who you are and your level of flourishing is going to impact even in the work you are doing with people. Then when you do that, the practitioners master the power of meaning and are able to live above stress and external aggression. There is a system to living, stressing positively. There's a system to not be overwhelmed by the external forces in the world. And so recently I posted a video where my family and I were doing a gunfight, and somebody chatted me and said, Dimma, even in this era, with dollar rates like this, with all the buzzwords of September and school fees, you people are still doing gunfights. I said, you know, now there is a system to not allowing the external environment attack you. So how do you build that for yourself so that you can be able to keep giving to your clients? Practitioners discover how they were engineered and their patterns. Because it's when they are able to do that, they move to number 2. Now they're able to professionally profile and diagnose clients and write reports. That's the whole essence of the diagnostic tools. Practitioners are able to move away from subjectivity into a more scientific-based approach. And we talked about it yesterday. You cannot see my hair and decide that you know me. You cannot see my dressing and you say, oh, based on this. You cannot even just listen to me. There is a scientific process of knowing how to decode what is going on in a person's life and not be drawn down by subjectivity. You are now able to understand different personalities and basic triggers to marital crisis. So there are different personalities, and we use the car brand in FSC. If you understand that, you understand yourself and your clients, then you can create tailored solutions for them. And what are the basis of marital crisis? Ignorance. Ignorance of what? Certain systems. Systems about the person, about you, about the building blocks, and the enemies of marriage. And all of that is part of what the FSC framework will teach you. Then we move on. Practitioners are able to independently analyze and profess solutions. And when they do that, they understand the root cause of origin of people's problems. And I think this is one thing every practitioner needs. You can't help somebody without doing a root cause analysis, because if you don't know what is at the foundation of the problem, you will just be giving advices that cannot produce lasting results. Then you are able to have a broader perspective to family life and knowledge gaps. And then it moves to the 4th level. Practitioners are able to build a system-based practice and professional in their approach. What are the ethics of family life? How do you honor the ethics? Like I said earlier, you can passionately go to prison if you do not honor the ethics of the profession. Practitioners are able to clearly decipher how systems work and how to build counter systems. Because if you want to dethrone a system, you have to use a counter superior system in the same context. And so there is a lot of system intelligence infused in the FSC approach. That is why it is called family systems engineering process. Right? So how do you build system? If you say that a nation is quarreling, there's a system on how to turn that criticism to constructive. If something is happening in a family, you can take the system that is already running, because unknown to the people, every crisis has a system. And so for you to build a counter system, you must understand the foundational system and then build a counter system of the same like, but is superior to that system, and then have structures to install the system in the people. That's how you can change any behavior. That's how you can orientate anything that is undesirable. Systems must be replaced by systems, but your own system has to be superior. How do you build it? Practitioners understand concepts and systems responsible for societal decadence, including errors, assumptions, and culture. And this is the entire FSC framework. So again, more on the family systems engineering results model. Like I said, comprehensive assessment to accurately diagnose the right issues. Then you move on to your review sessions with the client to clarify any challenge with their professional results. Then you move on to your family systems engineering results coaching sessions that are dependent on what you analyzed from their OYELA. So you give them the appropriate coaching sessions that speaks to what they need, not what you think they should be having. Because data has consistently shown that at the root of many marital crises is first ignorance of self. And when people are ignorant of self, they assume a trauma-induced personality. Ignorance of spouse. When you don't understand your spouse, how do you work with somebody you don't understand? And so you could be relating with him as a different persona from the persona he has, and it is pseudo. They will be constructing, and you will not be able to get the person at their best. Ignorance of marriage, because what is marriage? And what are the markers of marriage? Ignorance of the building techniques of marriage, and like we say in FSC, often powered by your beliefs. And lastly, ignorance of marital enemies and how to handle them. And so all of this starts from premarital crisis, even taking on into marriage. And now imagine for those of us, working with people preparing for marriage and young people, because we need to take this model even to adolescents, young adolescents who are not yet even married, so that they're able to understand themselves and deal with their trauma. They're able to begin to recognize their beliefs on the foundational level, because all of human problems can be traced to ignorance of self and ignorance of your beliefs and the building blocks that has formed who you are. This is another great tool. Just deploying this tool alone for a family, you can charge a family to deploy this tool as much as 200,000, 250,000 naira to deploy this tool. And this is what we call the Dream Team Strategy Template, where there are 11 things that are required for a family to function optimally, for them to become ideally like the team that they all desire. And so there's a system around recognizing their talent. What's their vision? What do they want to be known for? What are the values that can help that vision become real? What skills do they need to grow? What's the purpose that they're driving towards? What do they do as fitness to keep themselves fit? And this is not just speaking to physical fitness, it's mental agility, emotional fitness, connection fitness, physical fitness, and every other thing. Team spirit. What are the structures that grow team spirit? What do they need to set in place to increase understanding? What is their continuous development plan and system? What strategy do they deploy? How often do they re-strategize? What are the things they should be paying attention in strategy? And then who are their technical crew? Technical crew for mentoring, technical crew for different aspects of their life. This is a template that you can use to deploy Dream Team, not only in family, even in organizations. You can be called to consult, and you're using your Dream Team template to help them fundamentally to set up the organization how they want it to be. So even FSC equips you to do consulting. That's why I say that with this template, there is a lot of value chain that you can tap into, and how you can use it to bring robust engagement in different spheres of life. And now talking about the FSC, what are the things you're going to learn in FSC? You are going to discover your engineering system and how to re-engineer yourself to become happy again, especially if your engineering system has messed you up and taking you away from your core. There's a system around re-engineering yourself and reconnecting back to who you are authentically. You will master how to become a professional family life practitioner who can solve complex problems with ease. Understand how to use family systems engineering tools to accurately diagnose marital cases in less than 20 minutes and prepare professional reports. You are able to run basic family life therapy. You will master the business of family life. You become certified to work with every culture and activate your law of borderlessness with tools that are globally relevant. And then again, you get to belong to a new tribe of lovers who are working together. And by lovers here, we mean like minds. People who are gravitating towards creating change from the roots, starting with family, so that together we can work together to create a new continent. So the almighty question for you tonight, if you're here listening to me or watching the replay, what will you do differently to build the family life practice of your dreams and help humanity create long-lasting transformational changes? What are you willing to do differently? After spending day one with us, spending day two with us, what do you need to do differently to create long-lasting transformational changes with humanity and to build your system differently? Because our goal at the Institute is to produce the most competent family life professionals humanity deserves and to assist them become highly profitable across the globe within 3 months. So FSC takes on 2 systems. The first one is you take your classes, which is a 12 weeks class, and you have mentors assigned to you. Like I said yesterday, I have taken certification courses across different training institutes in the world, in the UK, in America, and I am yet to see one that not only gives you a dedicated mentor to your group all through the 12 weeks that you are taking class, and even after 12 weeks, when you are doing your conditions for certification, going into the field to practice with the tools, you still have a mentor assigned to you 3 months after you have taken the course, and all of that is covered in your fee. So when people say, Dimma, this is pricey at 400,000, I say no, because next year, FSC course will be going to 750. Because of the value of the work that we're doing and the resourceful people that are part of the team that need to be compensated for their time. If you have seen a course that gives you a mentor to work with you for 6 months as part of the course fee, and the course fee is as low as 400,000, please come and tell me in the chat room. So this is the training calendar for those who are interested. I think I'll just pause here for a bit. Or let me run it down so that we just have enough time to take questions. So the last stream of training for FSC in 2023 is starting in September 29th and will run till December 15th. That is our last training for this year. For next year, the first stream will be from February, and the next stream for 2024 will be from June. And then there's another third stream that will be coming up at September. So if you want to key into this last stream, I will share with you the discount code that can help you do that. Or you're not ready yet, but you want to still take advantage of this bootcamp offer and lock down your slots for 2024 at the discounted rates before it increases. I will also share with you how you can do that. All right. So this is what it is. Right now, the training is still running at 400,000. By next year, it is going to be moving up. So this is the best time to key in. Like I said, a lot of resources is put into making you become globally recognized and relevant as a family life practitioner. So what's the deal? If you are here today, and you want to take the deal, I'll tell you what to happen. You get a 50% discount. However, if you want to join September class, you just have to pay 100,000 commitment fee to join September class, and then you will spread your balance of 250 over a convenient payment plan, which you will discuss with the team. If you are not ready to take September class, but you want to lock down your slot at 350,000, so you are not paying double of it in 2024, you can lock down your space for next year by making a commitment fee of 50,000. And all of this is within the next 24 hours. I'll take it again. Somebody is here and saying, Dimma, I want to take FSC and I'm ready to start in September. What you need to make payment for is 100,000 within the next 48 hours, and you get it at 350. Another person is saying, Dimma, I want to take FSC, but I'm not ready to do September. However, because I have listened to you, can I lock down this 350 for 2024? And my answer is yes. You can lock it down, but you need to pay 50,000 within the next 48 hours to lock down that fee. Or else in 2024, you will be paying 750,000 to be part of it. I think I have explained that. If there's any other questions, I will be on standby to take that. And I don't know how this has been for you. I want you to come to the chat room and describe using a sentence or an emotion to describe how this 2 days masterclass on the new rules of family, the new rules of family life practice has been for you. Let me see what is happening in the chat room. Anyone? How has it been for you? Uchechi says, I'm ready for September. Fantastic, Uchechi. Just click on that, make your 100,000 payment within 48 hours, and I will see you in class. Who else is ready? Darlington wants to build capacity, take trainings. Fantastic. FSC is one training you want to take. Is either you're joining us in September, 100,000 commitment, or you want to lock your slot for next year and not have to pay 750, 50,000 is what you pay. And I think I'll just step out and allow Esther to come in and take over from me. And if there's any questions from me, I'm sure she would bring me back and direct the questions to me. And I'm hoping to see as many of you that have showed up here at the training starting September. And yours truly will be the one welcoming you into class. Esther, over to you.
Wow. Oh my God. How was the class? No, just tell me, how was this class? Like, I honestly have no words. Wow. Thank you, Ma. Thank you. Esther, calm down. Calm down. Now, see all you have learned in 2 days. 2 days. And if you just join today, value you have gained in 1 day for 12 weeks. Just imagine lights, transmit seats. And even if you don't have the money now, like she said, you can lock down your 50K towards next year. Don't be like me, oh. When it was cheaper, I didn't go for it. I had to pay. So please, if you are here, you have the opportunity, take advantage of it. 12 weeks of light is really, really going to transform your life. Awesome. Thank you so much, Ma. So we are bringing on board Blessing Christopher. I would appreciate if you unmute yourself. Would like to take a testimonial. How has the journey been for you? Blessing, are you here? Hello, Blessing. Can you hear me? Okay, you are
muted, Blessing.
You're muted. I think she's muted.
Admin, could you unmute Blessing, please?
I'd like to have your boss. Want to hear your story. I'm sure it is.
Okay.
Unmute yourself.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much
This
for
is how
this
we get
opportunity.
blessed
Thank
every
you.
week,
Thank you.
Every week.
Absolutely. Thank you, Director of Studies, for bringing me up this night. It's been a pleasure. And I want to start by saying that I got to know about FSC through my LinkedIn. I was just searching because I'm a lover of knowledge. I was searching, and I saw IFED on LinkedIn, and I was like, this is a place I should be. So when Jessica was saying yesterday, where have I been all this while, I could understand what she meant. And I was looking forward to how I could connect with IFED, not until I saw the notification about the African Delegate Conference, Family Life Delegate Conference for May. I was literally down. I was on medication, but I told myself, Blessing, you have to be there because this is a platform. This is an associate that you have to connect with. And I went there. What I got there was massive. I didn't have 2 days like you all have here today, but just 1 day at the delegate conference made a difference for me. And I told myself, no, this is not you taking the back seat this time, Blessing. You have to approach. And I went on to that day to approach the Director of Studies, Madam Dimma. And she was like, okay, you get a call. And got my number. And from there, I will tell you, I was so restless because I wanted to get on and get transformed. And getting on FSC, the program from the first day till the last day, the transformation has been massive. I can say that I had a lot of limiting beliefs. I'm passionate about relationship, about coaching and all of that. I've taken a lot of trainings, but FAC gave me the tools, gave me the knowledge, the transformation that I need to take on a new level of coaching, of mentoring the young ones, of singles. So I got on, for me, it wasn't just about, the transformation wasn't just about the course here or my coaching business, but it did transform me as a person. Transform my person, I get maybe to understand where I was coming from, my upbringing, the significant experiences and all of that. So I could, a mere looking at a case, I could tell what was the issue. And when we got on to report writing, it gave me a different understanding. So I don't know who is this that is holding on. If you're just there holding on and like, do I go or do I not? I want to tell you that FSC is the place, the course to take. I will take it again and again and again, because for me, I wouldn't want to give a half-baked knowledge. As much as we are passionate about relationship coaching, having the right tools to transform life is a necessity. I've taken courses. I've been coached and mentored by a lot of coaches out there. But I want to tell you that FSC didn't just coach me. It didn't just transform me, but it gave me the tools that I need to transform life as well. So I want to say thank you, Madam Dima. Thank you for the amazing job you're doing. See, the energy you're seeing her today is minute compared to what you will get when you get onto the course proper. I had no rest until I registered. That's the sincere truth. I couldn't wait for the next, because I didn't know whether I'll have the opportunity to get on the next batch. I told myself, Blessing, you know that it's going to happen June, so you must sign up for June. And I signed up for June, despite the fact that I had other engagements. But I want to tell you that even with my master's program running and doing FSC, it was transformational. I had the knowledge that I have never been able to get from other trainings, relationship trainings I have signed up for. I appreciate everything. I appreciate the Dean of Studies. I appreciate the whole team. They made it seamless and they keep you on your toe to walk. As many as are signed up for this, I want you to know that you're in the right place, where you will not only transform lives, but your own life will be transformed as well, giving the results that you desire.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ma. So, what further convincing do you need, family members? What further convincing do you need? Are you ready or are you ready? Pay now. Click on that link. Do the needful, okay? So on this note, we would like to call it a day. We really appreciate every single person. Thank you for coming on board. Thank you for staying right till the end. I celebrate you. I appreciate you. Please, once again, do well to click on this link. Even if you can't do it this year, work towards next year. Lock your spots. Lock it right now. Okay, do have a beautiful night rest. Esther Shulari remains my name. And see you in class. Bye.
Cause the world will never see you till you do. No, they don't really care what you're going through. So you gotta show them, baby.